On September 20th, 2022, in the morning, a private plane took off from Texas, USA, and landed in occupied Palestine. On board were 5 red cows. As soon as the plane landed, the cows were unloaded and transported to a secret farm near the city of Beit She'an. These cows were about 1 year old, and none of them had ever been pregnant, given birth, or been milked. These cows were raised by a Christian pastor in Texas, specifically for this mission. And as soon as they reached the appropriate age, they were shipped on the plane and brought to be protected until they reached 2 years of age. After that, the time would come for the second step, which is to burn one of them and scatter its ashes on the Jews as a form of purification. This act was intended to pave the way for them to storm Al-Aqsa Mosque, destroy it, and build the third temple, or Solomon's alleged temple. For those who are hearing me for the first time, I am Yarnix, and I talk about everything strange and mysterious on planet Earth. Today, I will tell you about the plan that the Jews had been preparing for some time. But before it could be executed, the resistance men moved and thwarted their plan. Specifically, everyone should like and support this video so that it gets suggested to more people, because the topic is very important. In a book called the Mishnah, which is derived from the Jewish Talmud, this book interprets prophecies and myths for the Jews. Of course, they claim that they are able to fulfill these prophecies. The prophecy talks about a cow whose entire hair is red, without a single strand of different color. It must not have been used for any service before. No rope must have been tied around its neck, and it must be raised within Israel. Once this cow reaches the age of 2, the Jews will go to the Mount of Olives opposite Al-Aqsa Mosque, burn it, and then scatter its ashes on the Jews to purify them. Until a few years ago, all of this was just delusions swirling in their minds. But the great calm from the Palestinian and Arab side, coexistence with them, and attempts at normalization made them think that the issue was over and that Christians could carry out their plans and demolish Al-Aqsa Mosque. They began bringing red cows from America to start the project. But suddenly something unexpected and major happened that neither Israeli nor American intelligence anticipated. On the morning of October 7th, exactly at 6 a.m., an intrusion into the alarm systems in the occupied territories occurred, disabling the surveillance systems imposed on the Gaza Strip. A group of Sudanese hackers carried out this intrusion. This is not my statement. It was confirmed in an article published by Edward Snowden on the Security Week website, detailing the entire operation. After they entered Ashkelon, there wasn't a single person on Earth who didn't see what happened. It was a defeat that Israel never imagined it would experience. I believe the reaction we saw from them and the amount of violent bombing we are witnessing is because the number of captives will exceed all expectations. Only they and the resistance know the exact number. Israel and its leaders have shown the whole world how powerless they are. Even after more than 22 days of war, they haven't been able to do anything except random bombing and revenge on civilians. Now imagine, amidst all this chaos occupying the world's attention, with no country left that hasn't commented on it, what Netanyahu was most preoccupied with was the story of the red cow. He couldn't forget it or even hide it in his speeches. After feeling that the October 7th storm had completely destroyed his plan, he came out in a speech saying, "We will fulfill the prophecy of Isaiah because we are the children of light and they are the children of darkness." By they, he means the children of darkness, implying us. An important thing to note is that the Jews always have a continuous fear ingrained in their religion. It's written in their books that it is forbidden for them to gather in one place and that they must remain scattered across the earth according to their beliefs. These prophecies are considered the prelude to the coming of the Messiah before the end of the world, after which Israel will announce the demolition of Al-Aqsa Mosque and the construction of the alleged temple. These are delusions that the Jews dream of achieving. What's striking is that they pretend not to believe the Quran, yet their actions suggest otherwise, but they remain stubborn as usual. Of course, this is not surprising since they are the people to whom God sent the most prophets, and they disbelieved in them. Why am I telling you that they contradict themselves and that they believe what's written in the Quran, but pretend not to? Let me tell you why God stated in the Quran that there will come a day when they won't just be defeated, but they will hide behind trees and stones, and the trees and stones will speak, calling on Muslims to kill the Jew hiding behind them. According to our Quran and religion, every tree will point out where the Jews are hiding, except for the Garkad tree, which the Jews plant the most. So if you don't believe in fate, why do you plant this specific tree? The story of the red cow caused significant controversy and anger, even among the Jews. Some rabbis were afraid and started talking about divine wrath that would soon descend upon them due to this matter. The first thing they said was that this type of red cow hadn't been born on Earth for 2,000 years, and that the current cows they brought from Texas were genetically modified through genetic engineering to make them entirely red. They have a fundamental condition for the cow to be suitable for the prophecy. A similar experiment was conducted at a secret farm in the Negev, where they brought 2 cows that supposedly met these specifications. However, after a while, black hair appeared on their bodies, leading the rabbis to decide that these cows were not suitable for the prophecy. The issue of the red cow reveals that many of the occupiers' prophecies are mere myths and lies told to each other. More importantly, it exposes the aspect that the occupation always tries to hide, that its war against the Arab and Islamic world is fundamentally a religious war. They claim it's not, but all these myths they believe in and work to achieve only confirm that their war with us is religious. Their goal is to eliminate all Muslims and even Christians, and anyone who stands in their way, whether Arab or not. No matter how much the occupation government pretends to engage in politics and propaganda day and night, claiming their war is political, all this talk is false. Now you must open your eyes wide to what's happening and understand that today the situation is different. Today there is strength against strength, and this is the first time Israel has been in such a position. They were shocked by what happened and didn't know what to do. Their response to salvage their dignity was to strike civilian homes. Ignore the media's talk because they won't tell you the truth. What the resistance did is no small feat, breaching barriers and attacking an army that boasted of being the strongest in the world and that no one could defeat it. It's no small matter to see this powerful army now seeking support from the entire world, meaning they realized how weak they truly are. Their targeting of children and their failed attempts to restore their reputation have further diminished them in the eyes of the world. The best proof of everything I've told you is that you and I and everyone else are seeing their daily statements in the news, claiming they want to enter, but warnings keep coming from America telling them not to take such a step because they will be humiliated. The only time they allegedly claimed they would enter, they cut off the internet and all communications so no one would witness their failure. Meanwhile, everyone was waiting for the news, and after a day, they released a meaningless video showing tanks standing in a vast square, claiming they had entered. Take it from me, they won't come out and say, "We tried to enter but couldn't," but we all know the truth. In summary, whether you refer to our religion or even theirs, you will find that all the signs indicate that their end is during this period. So stay strong,